Hey, it's me, the artist who pops into your subscription box once a year. I've had a lot of time lately to do whatever. And one of the things I've been doing with my time is watching people make dioramas. I think they're so cool, and since I started watching those videos, I just wanted to make one for myself. So, a couple of days ago, I thought, wait, you have most of the things you need for that at home. You barely need to buy anything. And the things you do need can be easily found in the forest. So, that's exactly what I did. I took my cat, because he likes to go on walks with me most of the time, and went out to the forest to gather some stuff. Just sorry in advance for the quality of my phone. I only had my phone with me and it's bad. It's so bad I couldn't even make it full screen. So I hope you enjoy anyway. The good quality does come back, so do not worry. Without further ado, this is our forest adventure. Baloo, let's go. Let's go. Are you kidding me right now? You just woke up. Hello? Follow the lead, my dude. What's there? Nature is fun. It's everywhere. Some flowers. So there was a dog. And he doesn't like dogs. Now I need to find him somewhere in here. Wait, I hear him. Baloo! Hi! Hi! Hey! Baloo! Alles goed! Alles goed! Now that he's fine, he was fine the whole time, let's get back to gathering. Lots of tiny branches to make lots of tiny trees. So I got a bag full of plant stuff. The only thing left to find is moss. I just found some pieces there, but they were infested by ants, and although I like to make this diorama realistic, I do not want living things. Didn't film it, but we got the moth. I still have my cat. Ooh. And we're back into town. So, I am back from the forest. I'm at home now. And I have all these things to go through because I need to dry them first, at least a bit, before I can use them in my project. I have twigs. I have some leaves. I got already dried ones, but they're not as dry as I would like them to be, so I'm going to dry them anyway. I got new leaves. I have moss. And then I have a bunch of flowers that I picked up. These very little tiny ones, which I love a lot. And then also these things that I found on the side of the road. Not sure what they are exactly, but they looked interesting, so I'm going to use them. Let's get to drying the flowers. For this I am going to use my Google Trusty yearbook. I've been using this for drying flowers mainly. And it's been proven to be very good at it, so thank you yearbook. Also, not to brag, but the mural I did with my class got 2 pages in the yearbook, which is pretty cool. check that video out. I'm so really proud of that project. That was a lot of fun. Let's get to time lapse. And we're back. Due to unforeseen circumstances, I had to go to a different place, and you can only hear my voiceover now, which isn't too bad because now we have 2 camera angles. So I'm going to tell you a bit about what I'm doing in the video. At this point I'm making the box in which I put the diorama in. I made this out of some scrap wood. On the other side is a painting which you will see, but I never managed to finish that one, so I thought let's not waste it. Then I started to cut the styrofoam into manageable pieces that would fit into the box. You can see I'm struggling with it a bit, and the pieces weren't the size of the box, but somehow I make it work. Now I'm drawing the design that I want to make the diorama in onto the styrofoam. Oh, disclaimer, I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just telling you, I really don't. This is the first time, which is why it's an artist tries. I decided to go with a hill with a little hut and then a river with a waterfall. Yeah, so I'm really making it up as I go. I didn't make any sketches beforehand, which I probably should have, but I just wanted to try what I come up with on the spot. Now I'm cutting in the rough shape of the landscape that I want to have. You can see here that the diorama is yellow right now. This is because I put a base coat of gesso on it, but I couldn't see it because it was white. So I put some yellow paint into it. Here's a mistake that I made. I tried putting in the rocks right now, but the glue that I had just burned its way through the styrofoam, making big holes. So I decided to just leave them as is, and the stuff that I'm putting on the landscape right now is a mixture of paint and sand. I wanted to do it with cement, but the last bit that I had just didn't work anymore, so I made it myself. Which worked really well. It's rock hard, so. Now I am making the little hut out of giant popsicle sticks. This is so easy to cut. At first I wanted to do it with the wood that I had, but it's really thick and this is just so much better. It was so easy to do. Still a struggle because it's so small, but it would have been way harder to do with the other wood, especially to do the doors and windows. I never could have done that if I didn't have the popsicle sticks. Now I'm making the platform that the house is sitting on. The little fence is made out of the twigs that I found earlier. I'm putting on another base coat before I start painting with acrylic paints, just to be sure that none of the paint is getting into the little pores of the... yeah. I forgot to tape it off, which I did afterwards because I didn't want the paint to get onto the box. While that was drying, I started to make the tiny details. This is going to be a park bench, where you can see in comparison to my finger, it is tiny, like so tiny. I probably should have done this at another scale, but I didn't want to make anything big because this is the first time I'm doing it, so. But I did make it difficult for myself. Here I'm making the ladders that go up to the house. I didn't have enough space on the diorama to actually make a path, so I decided to do it with ladders, which I think is cuter anyway. I started to make the trees. You can see here I was struggling to find a good camera angle, and most of the footage was unusable. Basically I took the twigs and I put some moss on it to make it look like little trees. Then it was time to paint. First I put on another base coat of brown. A lot of base coats in this thing. Then I start to shade and put highlights in with different shades of brown, and yeah, I also painted the path. I am putting sand on that afterwards, but I just wanted to have the lighter base on there. For the riverbed, I used grey paint with a little bit of blue to make it shimmer a bit. I don't know if it worked, but I tried. And to highlight the rocks more, I dry brushed white onto it. Then I started putting on rocks on the riverbed. This was mainly to fill up space, so I didn't have to use that much resin. Also, it looks more interesting, so yeah. The sand I used was just found in my garden, so I took out multiple shades that just mixed different kind of scents together. The resin I used is UV resin. The only UV lamp I have is this huge nail lamp. So that's what I use. It works fine. It's just a little big. To make the waterfall and just the water texture, I used just normal crafting glue. I tried out multiple kind of methods to do the texture, but I found that the normal see-through glue was the best. And to highlight the water, I used a bit of white acrylic paint, but just dry brushing, otherwise it wouldn't look clear anymore. Then it was time to glue on all the little details. Of course, we also need a bridge, because you can get over the water without a bridge, but it wouldn't work that well on the long run, you know? For this I used the same method as making the ladders. I just took some branches and cut them up and glued them together. Then it was finally time to put all the things I gathered and some fake grass onto the diorama. I let the flowers dry for about 5 days. It could have been longer. I really didn't want to wait anymore, so... make the fake grass and the trees blend in, I just glued them on top, and then I put more glue and use sand to make the seam seem more natural. Especially for the grass, this was very important because it was on this bright neon green felt, which didn't really look that natural. I really wanted to put a lot of trees in there to make it seem like a forest, so that's why there's a lot of them. I think I made a total of about 20 trees. I didn't use all of them. The last thing that had to be done was to paint the box, and after that it was done. This took a total of 4 days with a 1-day break in between. So I hope you enjoyed watching me make a diorama for the first time. It was so much fun. A lot of work though. I have so much more respect for the people who make huge dioramas. Like, this was really a lot of work. Part of it was because this was so tiny, and tiny stuff just... it's difficult. This was such a cool thing to do, and I can't wait for it to be in my room so I can just look at it all the time. I love it. So until probably next year, goodbye.